Am I the a-hole for calling the cops on my neighbor? Okay, for context, I am a 25-year-old woman living in a suburban community townhouse area with my husband and dog. We are expecting our first child. Now, a townhouse community, for those who don't know, is a set of combined homes for multiple people to rent and live in, each one separated by a wall, and each one being a mirror image inside and out. The ones I live in have about 4 to 5 homes connected in a straight line. I am one of the middle homes. One of my neighbors is absolutely great. The other one is a bit loud, which normally isn't too bad, but last night it got a bit out of hand. So last night it was apparently my neighbor's birthday. Welcome them John. And let's call his wife Jane. They had another party. Now they normally have a party every Friday through Saturday. They also have children come to these parties as well, cause all of them are parents. Now I get annoyed at this, but normally it's not terrible. The adults drink, kids play, and it lasts way late until the early morning. My husband and I normally stay up late cause it's hard to sleep with screaming kids on the other side of a wall. Normally the parties don't get out of hand though. So last night we took our dog out to do her business, and she couldn't cause there were 20 different people/kids going. A puppy. Normally not a problem until they all come to pet the dog and try to take her off her leash. Not the first time this has happened either. My neighbor prefers that all dogs stay off their leashes. I don't like the idea cause we don't have a fenced backyard and don't want to risk my dog running off and getting lost. This scares my dog, and I quickly come to her rescue as fast as I can and get her back inside my house with zero problems and politely tell them, I'm not part of the party, I'm just a neighbor, and it's getting late, and I need to get ready for bed, and a bunch of nice to meet you guys. I close the door, unhook my dog from my leash, and grimace outside the window at the amount of people in the backyard and trash that I know my husband and I are going to have to deal with the next day. I tell my husband what's going on outside and how our dog will need to be taken out again later in the evening so she can get a chance to do her business. Later in the evening comes, the party seems to have over inside my neighbor's house more, so we get our chance. My husband smokes a cigarette while taking our dog out, doesn't run into any problems. I hop in the shower to get ready for bed, and my husband comes inside with our dog after finishing his cig. I'm still in the shower when the next thing I hear is a loud thud. I called out thinking it was my husband, either playing with the dog or B he fell. So I asked if he was okay. He came into the bathroom cause he thought I fell and was worried about me and the baby. Once we realized we were both okay and didn't cause the noise, we heard it again, but louder. I was pretty much done with my shower, so I quickly rinsed off and put a towel on as my husband went to see what was going on. Through our bedroom wall we could hear things being thrown and slammed and someone screaming and fighting. I quickly get dressed and my husband goes and locks all the doors. He then comes back at the bedroom and looks out our bedroom window to see our neighbor John in a headlock with 2 guys and everyone screaming and fighting in our front yard. I decided to call the cops because of that. My other neighbor, let's call her Cammy, texted me asking if I was okay. She thought someone had gotten into a car crash because of all the noise. She works in medicine, she's not a doctor, I think she is a nurse, and after I called the cops about the disturbance, she went to inspect the place to make sure no one was dying and that the kids who were there were okay. She got the whole story to what happened after walking into the mess of alcohol bottles and cans everywhere along with Anton of drunk individuals and 2 scared as fuck mothers clutching onto their babies, one with a newborn, the other with one that seemed to be only a few months old. Both were sober. Both were terrified. Both told Cammy everything, and both were waiting for their husbands to return and get them home. Now, when Cammy showed up, she couldn't find John or Jane. Why apparently Jane left to get some things from a friend, and John was shoved into a car by the guys who put him in a headlock and taken somewhere to calm down. The police showed up right after he was taken. He got a statement from the guests that were sober that explained everything that went down, and then the cop left. Cammy texted me afterwards, and here is what happened. At first the party was going great until one of the guests has a breakdown as she had found out her husband was cheating on her. Jane went to check and comfort her and calm her down. While she was doing this, John apparently came up to the girl and put a hand on her leg and in front of Jane, asked the woman to follow him up to the bedroom. Jane was rightfully pissed and told him no, which led to the fight. John lost it, screaming about how it was his birthday and he could do what he wanted and started trashing the house, throwing things and causing a ruckus. This is what led to the guys putting him in a headlock before he could hurt Jane, Jane leaving to get a few things from a friend, and John being shoved into the car and taken to a place to calm the fuck down. That's when Cammy showed up, and then the cop. Did the party end there? Nope. It still went on. Jane came home, gave some items to a friend, and all of them congregated into the room to yell, laugh, cry and drink about what just happened and make more noise. Cammy had gone home after the cop left, and she texted me if I still heard noise, to which I told her I did, and I couldn't tell if people were laughing, happy, or crying cause we just heard it all through the wall along with bottles breaking and things being moved, but other than that it didn't sound like a fight, so things calmed down. Cammy sent a text to Jane telling her she is keeping me awake and has scared me all night, and how it's not a good idea to put a pregnant woman through that. Jane then realizes, I hear a sorry through the wall, and the girls all made their way downstairs. Party still went on, and my husband and I could finally fall asleep. I've been told today I shouldn't have called the cops and was an asshole for putting myself in that situation. Not by Cammy, obviously. She is also getting told off for being an asshole for intervening. No one went to jail, though the cop didn't go into their home, which Cammy states they were lucky for, as if he did they would have been arrested. And again, let's not forget no one here actually owns these homes. We all rent, and if we break certain rules we can be kicked out. Safe to say from Cammy that if it had gotten to that point and someone was arrested they would have potentially had to move out. I'm being called an asshole for almost causing that daisy chain of effects by calling the cops and getting involved. They had kids at that party though. And a lot of drunk adults and kids don't mix well. Ain't hearing things being thrown and seeing someone being put in a headlock and shoved in car seems like something you should and like someone would call the cops about. Am I the a-hole?